Welcome to Bears Banter. Coming off a Chicago Bears victory. Chicago Bears 20, Tampa Bay Bucs 19. Tonight on the broadcast we have Guy Moore, Keith Floydnoy, Jay Beasley, and Tammy Harris, and also myself, Bernard Muhammad. Nothing like a victory Thursday, Chicago Bears.
I take it.
Hey, let's make a disclaimer here real quick. Before y'all start fanboying and tripping, we didn't pick our Bears because we ain't no homers, man. We picked contingent upon what we saw last week and how they've been playing, as you were.
Exactly. Not exactly.
I'm in agreement with that.
Exactly. We're Chicago Bears fans, and all five of us are Chicago Bears fans. But what you're going to get from us is true football analysis. And some weeks we're not going to pick the Bears, and some weeks we are. But even when we don't pick the Bears, we're still cheering for the Bears to win. I mean, if you're on some of these text messages that we have going back and forth through the game, you can see we just talking all the same stuff that we're talking on the broadcast. So what I'd like to start off with today is so we do a little quick recap of where we at right now. Okay, we're at Tammy is 3-2, Jay is 2-3. Me and Jay lagging behind at 2-3. Guys at 3-2, and Plank is at 3-2. All right.
Okay. All right.
So here's the first question that I have today. What was Nagy? I'm gonna come back to that question because I didn't write that question right. But basically, what I was about to ask was, what was Nagy thinking when he threw that ball with about 1 minute and 28 seconds?
He wasn't thinking.
Baby.
Tammy
Hey, Tammy, would you like to start off? What was Nagy thinking? We start off with Tammy.
Right, for real, because Tammy just jumped out and told us. For real.
I say he wasn't thinking. They should have never got that ball back with that much time left on the clock. He should have ran the ball, ran the clock down, kicked the field goal, took the win. I don't know why they going for all these deep passes. Like, we are not that passing team. Like, run the ball, especially in that situation. But I think Nagy needs to turn the play calling over to the offensive coach, or let Foles call some plays from scrimmage sometimes, especially in those situations, because they were about to give me a heart attack.
Okay. Hey, Mike, what was Nagy thinking at the end of that game when he didn't run the ball?
Nagy was thinking that I'm the smartest guy in this field. I know something nobody else knows, so I'm going to prove it to everybody by outsmarting them. As a matter of fact, one of the things I actually noticed in that game is Nick Foles had kind of pulled him to the side, and they were arguing. He was like, look, guy, this is what I'm seeing. And, Nagy was arguing with him like, no, I'm smarter, and you're missing. He's like, no, we need to go up tempo. We need to do some different things. What you're doing isn't working. So Nagy is true to form, but he's extremely predictable. One of the points I want to make, remember I said every time Patterson gets in the backfield, they give him the ball. It still worked exactly like that this game. So he's extremely predictable, in my opinion.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion. Hey, D-Hap, I see you down there. We're going to bring you in a little bit later on. Just hold tight down there. Hey, Guy, what was Nagy thinking when he didn't run the ball with 1 minute 28 seconds?
What time the strip club closing? What type of COVID restrictions they have? I mean, that's just totally asinine, man. If you hit it right on the head. I was looking at that too. He was talking to Foles. It was almost like you're trying to explain to a guy what's going on, and instead of being like a real football person and just taking a constructive criticism from a quarterback who's out there seeing something, you stand on the sidelines, man. You look like an idiot, man. It's like we all sitting up here looking with the time running down, I'm like, what the hell is he doing in the shotgun? It's like runs from the clock. But I tell you what it was. Nagy just basically had every type of playbook that you humanly possibly have from this dude. Real talk, man.
Okay. Hey, Jay, same question. What was Nagy thinking when he didn't run the ball with 1 minute and 28 seconds?
The truth. 4 minutes and 27 seconds. The Bears got the ball back with a 1-point lead. How are you going to come out here and throw the ball? It makes absolutely no sense. The bottom line is here. Let me tell y'all. The bottom line is this. Nagy has got to get out of himself. And again, run the game, play the game that's in front of him. The Bears got the ball back with 4 minutes. They was up before they even scored the field goal. They was up. I don't understand it. I don't understand what Nagy is doing. 42 pass plays again. Wow. 42 passes again in this game. It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna say what Jay always say. Nagy, call the game that's in front of you. So basically, with about a minute 28 seconds, a minute 27 seconds, Tampa Bay had one timeout left. The Bears should have ran the ball, forced them to use that timeout. They could have ran one more play, ran it down to about 30 seconds. What they do, they make it all dramatical with what they did. Yeah, it's just all dramatical. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. I'm gonna bring Wim into the broadcast. Hey, welcome Wim to Bears Brandon. Hey,
Man.
all right.
Yeah, William.
Here's the question that we have for you. How did the Bears pull this off today?
They pulled it off by the skin of their teeth. My thing is, let Bill Lazor do his job. You let the offensive coordinator go last year. Let the offensive coordinator do his job.
Right.
I understand the head coach, but honestly, they pulled this off by the skin of their teeth.
Be a head coach.
That's a great point.
Be a head coach and not an offensive coordinator.
I had to clap for you on that one, brother.
That's why I'm at this point. That's why I'm at this point.
Prayer.
Yeah. Hey, Tammy, you want to go to? I'm gonna start out with you. How did the Bears pull this off today?
Defense and a prayer.
Okay.
Absolutely.
A combination of both.
Absolutely, sister. Absolutely.
Yeah, hey, that's a great answer. Hey, hey, Guy, how did the Bears pull this off today?
Same thing. Defense and prayer. I don't have any other way to explain it, man. Divine intervention. It's straight up Jesus. Like I said the last time, I told you I called God to ask for some help, and He hung up on me. Probably just for me, but told me I better be in church Sunday. So it's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Yeah, they was calling on Black Jesus tonight. Hey, before I go to you, Jay, I'm gonna bring in another. I'm bringing D Hamp in. Hey, welcome to the broadcast, D Hamp.
Glad to be here.
All right. Hey, how did the Bears pull this off tonight?
You know what? I echo what you guys stated. However, I will add, and I've been critical of this pretty much. Well, not much of him, but of Nagy. But they pulled it off. Nick Foles made some crucial plays.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Throwing the football, but mentally, he made some great plays. Checks at the line.
Yep.
That was crucial.
Okay, great point. Yep. Hey, Jay, how did the Bears pull this off today?
They pulled this off tonight, basically on a whim, and Foles made some crucial plays tonight. He really did. He stepped up. He stepped up tonight, and he made some crucial plays. I didn't agree with a lot of the play calling towards the end, but they made some crucial plays tonight, and the defense really stepped up. They really did. I didn't think that it was going to be easy, and I'm going to say easy as it was, but Tom Brady made some plays tonight that wasn't Tom Brady-esque. But the defense stepped up, and Nick Foles made some plays tonight. And and again, I'm still gonna say, and y'all know I've been critical all year and last year. I'm critical of Nagy and his play calling, but the offense stepped up tonight, and the defense really stepped up tonight, and they held Tom Brady to some Tom Brady-esque stuff that he ain't normally doing.
Good point.
Okay. Hey, great point. Hey, when we had the pregame show on Tuesday, one of the things I did say was the Bears needed to put pressure on Tom Brady. It's one of the keys to victory. And I said, bless him. You just got to bless him. You just got to sell out and get to him and shorten the passing game, which the Bears start doing in the second quarter, where they start hitting Jimmy Graham. Now, one thing I would say about the Bears, burn every screen is in your playbook. Just burn it. Burn it. The Bears cannot run a screen. I've never. Nobody. That's ridiculous. Nobody. I mean, screens just do not work. Now, they need to burn 2 plays. Burn every screen they have and burn that jet sweep. It don't work for them. Let that go. But they basically how the Bears pulled it off was putting pressure on Tom Brady. They played great defense. But we got a question after this we're going to bring up. But this game was close because this was like a lot of bonehead plays by both teams.
Right.
I was trying to figure out, did they have more penalty yards than offensive yards? I mean, it was kind of ridiculous at one point. Like, okay, it's 3rd down and 30, 3rd and 27, second and 25. I mean, that was kind of what kind of made this game close, too, that both teams were kind of self-destructing at the same time. But let's go to the yes.
I had a couple plays I wanted to talk about. 2
Yeah,
specific plays. Second quarter, before halftime, Fuller made the play of the day. That hit he put on changed the entire momentum of the game. The entire defense kind of got energized and picked up. They swagger a little bit, and that changed the entire game. They started putting pressure to Brady. They started really bringing it. Second play that I want to talk about, saw Tampa Bay out there channeling their inner Atlanta. They ended up having a 16-second possession with 2:32 left in the fourth quarter. That's how the Bears got the ball back, and that's how we ended up pulling that off. So that's what we're talking. Okay.
I'm going to bring William back into the broadcast. Hey, William, the next question is, what do the Bears need to do to cut down on some of these penalties? They had quite a few penalties in the last game. I remember Tammy actually was pointing that out in the last game, and we kind of get to this game. We're still seeing a lot of the same things, and you're seeing penalties on 3rd down. So what can the Bears do to cut down on the penalties?
Well, the only thing they really can do, honestly, is when they get to the point where they're working as a team together, because most of them are mental errors. They're really mental errors. I mean, some of the calls that they called, I mean, they were ticky-tack calls, but yet still, it's a lot of mental errors. So, again, I mean, people use an excuse that they didn't have preseason and things like that. It's just a matter of getting your offense in sync.
I agree.
That's a great point. Hey, DM, what do the Bears need to do to cut down on some of the penalties? You were a former college quarterback, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's what do they need to do?
Yeah, cutting down, man, that goes to preseason. That's stuff that you take care in those preseason games, just with reps and reps. We all know we do something over and over again, it becomes habit. It's all over the league. It's not just the Bears. All over the league, we're seeing a lot of penalties, and I think it's
Good point. Good point.
Good point. Right.
Yeah, great point.
Good
Hey,
point. Good point.
hey, Jay, you up next.
And the question is, what do we need to cut down on the penalties?
What the Bears need to do to cut down on some of the penalties?
You know, it's just simple. Again, I'm gonna just digress to what everybody else said. You know, with lack of a preseason and all that, and with the Bears, they got a new quarterback. Not new, but a different quarterback. So now you got different cadence and a different call. But it's just the bottom line is it's all about making sure that we can get on the same page. They need to get on the same page. They need to get on the same page. And it wasn't bad tonight. It wasn't really bad tonight, but at the same time, they just got to get on. They got to get on the same page. They got to get on the same page.
Okay. Hey, Tammy, you up next.
I'll say focus. I mean, what Jay said is true. It wasn't as bad tonight as it was Sunday. They had 6 penalties, I think, for 66 yards, and Sunday they had like 10 for 104 or something like that.
Yeah.
And tonight Tampa Bay had 11 for like 106 or something like that. They have to focus. They have to like cut out the stupid penalties. They have to cut out the unnecessary ones. Sometimes the refs are against you, so they call a bogus one, and because they called a couple of bogus ones. But the ones that are stupid, like the late hits and the false starts, like they got to do better than that. They can't be their own worst enemy because they already know they're gonna have to fight the refs sometimes because there were a couple that were bogus.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great point. It was one penalty that I think they actually picked up the flag that I thought they was on call.
That was a big penalty. That was a big penalty. That was a big penalty that they picked that flag up on. That was a big penalty because
that changed the momentum of that game because Kyle Fuller put it on.
The momentum of the game. Yes, it would have.
He did.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to
a momentum changer. Yeah.
Right. You up next, Keith?
Okay. Well, as far as cutting down the penalties, that whole argument that no preseason, every team didn't have a preseason. At this point, we're done with a quarter of the season. So these are professionals. They should be able to pick it up. They should be able to get a better understanding. Some of those defensive penalties, I don't like the knick-knack. They touched the quarterback. They looked at him wrong, so that's a penalty. But I guess that's what we're dealing with. Strangely enough, though, today, that kind of went both ways. So there was a couple calls against Foles that I didn't necessarily feel like we should have got either. So from a penalty standpoint, I think, to Tammy's point, we need to cut down on some of the silly penalties, personal fouls. But, as far as the aggressiveness, I say that's just what we're going to have to live with. If we want a defense that's going to play the way they do, I'll live with those penalties as long as they get to still hit the quarterback in the mouth. MOUF.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Good point. Good point, though. That's a good point.
You up next.
You know what? It's a state of mind. Just like Pete said, you know what? We're 4 games in. Everybody's on a level playing field. When you were a kid and you went to school, as soon as you came home, you knew it was one thing that you had to do. The first thing you had to do was get out your school clothes. It was a given. And it was like something that was ingrained in your head. I mean, what happens is you have 2 different sides. You have some people who think too much, and that's where you get in trouble. You get other guys that play a little too cavalier. you just got to go out there and just do your job, let the cards fall where they may. But there's just certain basic things that you don't do. Like, for example, now Garrison, I'll give him a break on the pass interference to put them like on the first and 10 or the 20 against Johnson. It's like a 16-yard penalty. He is a rookie, and a lot of times the vets had these little tricks that they can do to kind of catch dude up and stuff. But there were a couple suspect ones, but you have to cut the penalties out, but you can't overthink it because, like I said, anytime you got a game against Tom Brady, you know if you sneeze too loud, they're going to give you one. But I will give them credit, though, because 66 yards on 6 penalties and a game with Tom Brady in it, and they didn't just like totally throw way more flags. I'll take it.
Okay, that's a great point. And we're gonna move to the next question. Is about Nick Foles. How was Nick Foles' performance today? Hey, I'm gonna start it off with D. Ham since he was a former college football quarterback. How was Nick Foles' performance today?
Yeah, I'll jump in where I picked up at earlier with the first question. I just go back to the mental part of the game. I don't know if guys. I personally believe Nick Foles knows this offense better than Matt Nagy.
He does.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Yeah.
And I'm critical over that shift to taking Mitch out. But look at the coaching tree, and Nick Foles being in Philadelphia. That time in Philadelphia with Doug Peterson, who also coached for Andy Reid. So that coaching tree is huge, and that offense, that West Coast spread, that they're running. It was obvious today. Nick Foles, I don't know if you remember it, but when he hit the running back up the sideline, out Nick Foles checked at the line, rub, and he the rub, and hit the back up the sideline. So mentally, Nick Foles, he performed well, and it shows. You guys talked about the argument that he had with Nagy on the sideline. Man, I've never seen. That's a veteran move. I'm on the field, I'm playing. Hey, coach, this is what I see, and yeah. So I mentioned that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah.
And your biggest skill is the wide receiver too, brother. So he got to go. But
that's like, dude, let me do this.
Hey, Keith, you up next.
I thought Nick Foles, he did enough to win. He showed his command of the team and his knowledge of the offense. I thought it was a big play when he got out there and was arguing on the sideline with Nagy. He letting them know, look, I know what I'm doing here too, and this is what I'm seeing. As a coach, I'm your eyes and ears on the field, so you need to be able to listen to me. So I thought Nick Foles did pretty well. I tell you what, every time Tom Brady see Nick Foles, he must have a conniption. He might not be able to beat nobody else in the world, but Tom Brady is scared to death of him. So
yeah.
Hey, Jay, you're up next.
Yeah. Again, I just want to iterate what everybody else said. The bottom line is Nick Foles is a veteran, and he was telling Nagy like, dude, let me do this. I got this. Let me do this. And I don't know who was calling them plays at the end of the fourth quarter. And I'm kind of thinking those were coming from Nagy. But I'm like, I can't believe y'all. These are the plays that y'all call. This is totally unacceptable, which is another thing that I can go into about this game. I'm glad we won, but I have some real questions about the end of this game with 4 minutes and 27 seconds left and the play that came in this game.
Okay. Hey, Tammy, you're up next.
I think he did a pretty good job, and it's funny that I missed I think the argument on the side, I think I had stepped away, but I think I must have came right back, like right after it, because I was looking at his face, and I was like, I don't know why I got a feeling he just don't agree with this play calling. Like he don't look like he want to do this. And I said, I really wish somebody would just ask him, does he agree with what's being called? Because it just felt like he saw something different and like he wanted to do something different. And but I think overall, I mean, I think the second quarter when they turned it around, I think that was great. And I think what he was able to do in the fourth quarter, despite the play calling and then the defense holding them, I think he did a good, solid job. I think he would have done a better job if he would have been able to call the plays that he wanted to.
Okay. Hey, now, Tammy, you said something last week, and I want to bring that back up. You were talking about in the last broadcast about the Bears not being able to establish any rhythm. And so I thought Nick Foles did well today because he did establish some rhythm. He took the check downs. That was one of my things I said last week. He wanted the deep passes too much. Today he took what the defense gave him. You know, he took the check down. Yep. He threw to the running back. He threw to the tight end. You know, that pick wasn't on him. That pick was actually it's kind of a fluke play with the ball being kicked in the air. But I thought his performance was pretty good. Unfortunately, they got some penalties that kind of put them in some bad situations. So they would actually move the ball, get a penalty, and then maybe they was in some situations where it was like 2nd and 15 or 20. But other than that, Nick Foles, I thought did a good job overall. What they do have to figure out with the Bears is they have these scoreless quarters.
Right.
They didn't score anything in the first quarter, and I don't think they scored in third quarter any game this year. It's 5 games, and there's been no scores in the third quarter. But who's up next? Let me bring you up, William, and then we're going to move up to the next question. Who's that?
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, as far as Nick Foles' performance, he was definitely better than the week prior. This is his second start. And one thing about Foles is not only a veteran, but it's about momentum. Because as everybody's saying about the sideline, he had him on the go, and he was like, listen, he was trying to do the hurry up, and Nagy called, put him in a huddle and slowed him down. He saw something that Nagy didn't see. So whoever said that about that Foles offense better than Nagy, I believe that.
Great point. I think I got everybody on this question.
You missed. No, I'm just playing.
I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to that question. How was Nick Foles' performance, guy?
I don't know. No, but you know what? Seriously, this is something that we all talked about. Like this whole thing, we were talking about when Trubisky was in, when Foles came in, when they first replaced Foles, and we were talking about the veteran presence. Only thing that I really didn't like about what Foles did is Foles took 3 sacks, and a couple of them sacks he took just like Ted. We were talking about this. She's talking about this like back and forth, and I'm like, yeah. Why does he keep stepping going backwards? It's like he's dropping back, and then he's dropping back on the drop back. My thing is, you drop it, it's a game point, you just throw the damn thing away. He gave up a lot. He gave up 35 yards on 3 sacks. He made a couple throws that weren't good, but you see the difference between a veteran presence, a guy that not only is a veteran quarterback, but a guy that actually knows and understands the playbook. We don't even put Nagy's butt in this whole situation. Lays is the guy. Let him run this offense, and I will guarantee you, if they just say, okay, we're going to do a trial, and they let Laser run this offense, I guarantee you we'll be able to move the ball. And they will run it. So there you have it.
Okay. So we down to our last 2 questions, and we're going to wrap up the broadcast in the next 5 minutes. This is a 2-part question, but you can just kind of answer it in 1 part. What was going on with all the missed tackles by the Bears today? I know Tammy actually brought that up a few times. I saw some stuff from Tammy. Jay, Guy, I think all of us was talking about what was going on with those missed missed tackles. But anyway, the real question was how did the Bears defense look today, other than the missed tackles? You up first, Tammy?
Well, I think other than the missed tackles, the Bears defense looked great. They put pressure on Tom Brady, like you said, they needed to do, which actually surprised me, but they did it. They showed up. They were aggressive. They were hungry. Um, they were looking like the monsters of the Midway. Other than the missed tackle, because I was like, I could tackle better than it. Because I was like, I mean, they were missing everything. I don't understand it. I'm like, I don't know what they're going for when they think they like got somebody in their sights, but like I just don't understand how they could miss as badly as they were missing. And because a lot of those like yards, there was a couple where they got like 15, 20 yards pickups that they shouldn't have got because of missed tackles.
Right. That's a great point.
Other than that, the defense showed up. They were great. They are a big reason why we did win this game and pull it off. But they got to do something about their tackling.
Okay. Hey, Guy, you're up next. So, yeah, your turn.
I'll just act silly here, though, man. But seriously, you know what? That was something we talked about, and I kind of wrote something kind of stupid. I'm like, well, they got peanut butter on their fingers. It's like Khalil Mack, was it Mack that missed the tackle? And the guy spun off and got about another 8-10 yards. It's not acceptable. I mean, it happens at times, but it just happens too much. But I will give the Bears, I'll give the Bears an A- today. And the reason being is, of course, like I said, they give up 11 points, or whatever, 19 points, you're supposed to win a game, which is true. But they played like they game advanced. But the problem I'm having right now is kind of sort of ties into that is we need to work on something because one of these games, the Bears defense ain't gonna be so hot. And if this offense ain't running right, we're gonna get blown the hell out, man. We are going to get blown out. Out of 5, and I said this before the broadcast, out of the 5 games that we've had, 4 wins we've had, technically the defense was the main reason why. Yeah, we scored points in the fourth quarter, but they held these guys in check. So you gotta do something, man.
Right. Hey, Jay, you're up next.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Guy just said. The defense played well. I'm not going to take nothing away from them. They actually played well, especially on third down conversion. Brady, the Bucs didn't really convert on third down, and so I can actually give them that. The missed tackles was really big. The missed tackles was really big, but as far as defense as a whole, Roquan Smith, if you can make some tackles in the hole, you really gonna be an all-pro. You missed a lot of tackles in the hole, and you was there for the tackle. You missed a lot of tackles in the hole, but overall, I really get them. I can get them an A- too because they really, really played well. Our secondary played well. Our corners right now, number 1 and 2 in the NFL with pass breakups and percentage thrown against them.
Good point.
So the defense really played well. So I will give them an A-. I'll give them an A-. What you think about that, Keith?
I'm with you as far as the defense and all the missed tackles. It's somehow Roquan Smith forgot that you're supposed to tackle people, not just run into them and hit them. We finally got Danny Trevathan out of the witness protection program. He waited for people to run past him, then he would catch up to him and tackle him. So that's why he led the team in tackles. They made Tom Brady looked like, Bobby, Greg, and Marshall was on the team too. So I like that. And you know what? Last thing, I want to give some props to Santos making that kick. That was big. That actually erased the ghost of the double doink. We finally got a kicker that had some heart, stood up there, brought it home. So
absolutely.
I'm extremely happy with the win, even though all 5 of us, 6 of us
All
were
the
our
5
guests.
of us took the Tampa Bay
Picked
Buccaneers.
against the team, but that's all right.
Hey man, hey, I'm not mad. I'm definitely not mad. I'll take that L. I'll take the L. I'll take that L.
Right. Well, we're gonna move to the last question and we're gonna wrap it up. If everybody could be like within like 20, 25 seconds in their comments on how do you grade the coaching today? I give the defense an A. I give the offense, I give them a B minus. So I guess basically I'm gonna give them a B today. What about you, guy? I'm gonna go in order.
Defense A minus. Offense, I give them about a C minus. And Nagy gets, you already know. So if we go to curve, if we curve it all out, I would say all in all, like I said, I would give it like a total team effort of, well, maybe a C plus. That averages everything else because Nagy knocked the whole curveball.
Okay, keep you up.
I'm going to get a defensive coach as an A. The offensive line coach, again, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. They're not supposed to be tackling. Maybe we get some of the offensive linemen to go on the defensive side because they tackle real well when they're trying to play offense. But, Nagy, he's got to get out of his own way. But it's a team win. I'll take the win. I'm happy with it.
Okay, great. Hey, who's up next? Tammy, you up. I just wanted to show them this. Can y'all see this here? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it in the front. No.
It's real bright. We can't see what it is.
Right.
Was it a fly?
No, it was a fly on the head. It's actually a picture of Danny Trevathan on a milk carton. Have you seen them? I have one man.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, I saw that. He showed up today, though. He showed up today.
What's your grade, Tammy?
I give the coaching a C minus. I give the offense a B minus. I give the defense a B plus.
Okay, great. Hey, you up, Jay?
Offense, I will give them a minus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me start with the defense. Right. I'm sorry. Let me start with the defense.
Put some water on your face. What?
What's in that cup?
Let me start with the defense. I will give the defense an A minus. I will give the offense a C, and I will give the coaching actually a C. And as a team overall, I'll give them a B minus.
Okay, there you have it.
Right.
Okay, hey, you up, D-Ham. What do you give the coaching?
Yeah, coaching, when it comes to grades, defense, I'm definitely giving them an A. Those last 2 possessions were clutch.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, offense, Nagy, man, I'm gonna give Nagy a B minus. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
You encouraging him?
Man, somebody might get knocked out. This might be getting a call to come start for the Bears, man. He got it.
Hey, Will, how do you grade the coaching today?
I give Pagano, the defensive coordinator, I give him an A. Nagy doing Bill Lazar's job, I give him a C. Overall, I think if you put it together, it's a low B as far as the team. But again, you got these coordinators, let them do their jobs. Because, I mean, one, it shows that the coach didn't know what he was doing, and then the quarterback. So, again, you let the Oregon coach go from last year, that was offensive coordinator, and brought in Laser. Let him do his job.
Right. That's a great point. Hey, so we going into the closing remarks for the end of the show. Jay, you had made a comment earlier that you had some notes. Did you get a chance to share those notes?
No. You know what? It was just that I charted like the first 5 possessions.
Okay.
Of the game. First possession, reverse to Patterson, pass to Mooney, run to Montgomery, pass to Robinson, bad pass. no points. Second possession, rush for 3 yards, pass for 27, third pass, interception. Third possession, one pass for 8 yards, two run for a first down, wide open to Mooney miss, rush to Montgomery 4 yards, pass incomplete. Fourth possession, pass to Miller for 8 yards, pass to Miller to Harris for 9 yards, pass to Montgomery -6, pass to Montgomery for 4, pass to Montgomery for 12, rush to Patterson for 3, pass to Robinson for 13, pass to Robinson for 25, pass to Robinson out of bounds, touchdown. What I'm trying to say is, if y'all notice everything I said, and I ain't even get to the fifth possession yet, pass.
So, hey, that means, right. So, what we need to do is going into the next game. The Bears are not playing this Sunday. It'll be the Sunday after that. The Bears are playing
Carolina
Panthers. So, we had a pregame show to talk about that 2 days before. So, that'll be next Friday. We do the pregame show to talk about that. We'd like to thank everybody in for joining on Bears Banner. Guy Moore, Keith Flournoy, Tammy Harris, Jay Beasley, and we had 2 guests to call tonight, D Hamp and Wham Harris. We'd like to say
great guests, man.
Y'all do
Thank you, guests. Thank the guests.